Good morning and welcome to our 5th summer special live in London Maths with Miss. Still not live, but I've only got one more lesson after this one have been recorded before we will be going back live again. So thank you very much for your patience whilst you've been watching these recorded lessons. So summer special number 5 aimed at Key Stage 3 children, so kids aged 11 to 14. But having said that, I have children as young as 8 watching it and getting involved in getting some of the questions correct, which is amazing to see. And I've also got some Key Stage 4 kids, some 14 and 15-year-olds who are just using this as an opportunity to practice and consolidate their maths throughout the summer. So remember, it's going to be 3 times a week, Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays at 10 o'clock in the morning. And as I say, we will be back live after the next lesson. And why am I doing this? Because I have to say, I'm pretty tired. It's been quite a stressful time being a teacher over these last few months and trying to deliver as many resources as we can online. But I just think it's really, really important. Some of you haven't been in the classroom since March. If you can do a little bit of maths 3 times a week over the summer holidays, it will make a huge difference when you get back to school in September. So just a reminder of what you need. 2 pens, so you've got a different colour for marking. A ruler, so you can draw a margin and set your work out neatly. Don't need one of those. We don't need one of those because we are using our fabulous, gigantic, enormous, infinitely amazing brain. So one more thing, if you have parents or carers around, then some of these questions are going to really, really challenge them as well. Let's see if we can beat the grown-ups. Right, are we ready to get started? I think so. So let's have a look at the takeaway challenge that you were given back on Monday. All right, take a moment to familiarize yourself with that again. If you've not had a chance to look at it, then pause the video and have a go. It is a big question. It's going to take you a while, and it's going to take me a while to explain on the board now. So let's take a look at it together. Hopefully you can see that okay. We've got a little ice cream kindly drawn by my daughter there. Thank you very much for that, Rose. I've started us off a little bit by just, let's have a look at the question. So you've got to arrange the numbers from 1 to 17. So I've listed out the numbers 1 to 17 there. And what I'm going to do is I go through this question. I'm going to tick them off to make sure that I've covered all 17 numbers. I've also listed them out here, and you'll see why in a moment. And then the other thing in this question is that we need to add 2 numbers together to create a square number. So I thought it would be useful over here to write up our square numbers. Okay, 1, 4, 9, 16 and 25. Now I haven't gone any higher than 25 because my next square number is 36. But my largest 2 numbers here, if I sum them together, they're only going to make 33. So I don't need to worry about that. So these are the 5 square numbers that are available to me. I think it's probably fair to say I can get rid of 1 as well, can't I? Can't do much with that. So let's start with the number 1. We're going to work through these all sequentially in order, one at a time. So what number can I add to 1 to make one of those square numbers? I can add 3. 1 plus 3 is 4. 4 is a square number. I could add 8. 1 plus 8 is 9. 9 is a square number. Can I add anything else? I can add 15. So I've got 3 potential numbers that go next to the number 1. Okay, so that's going to take me a little bit of time to work out where 1 goes in that sequence. Right, so let's fill in some more. So you'll notice we've got a bit of a pattern here. So 2 plus 2 equals 4, but I can't have 2 twice, so I'm not going to write that one. But I do know that 2 plus 7 equals 9, and 2 plus 14 gives me 16. You might notice something here. Have a look and see if you can work out what's happening. 3 plus 6 gives us 9. 3 plus 13 gives us 16. Can you see what's happening with these numbers? As this number goes up by 1, these numbers are going down by 1. So that means that we can speed up a little bit, can't we? 4 plus 5 equals 9. 4 plus 12 gives us 16. 5 plus 4 equals 9. 5 plus 11 is 16. 6 plus 3 equals 9. 6 plus 10 gives us 16. Let me just move the down a tiny bit so you can make sure you can see the whole board. Right, let's move over here. So we've got 7 plus 2 is going to give me 9, and if I add 7 and 9, I'm going to get 16. 8 and 1 is going to give me 9. 8 and 8 is going to give me 16. I can't have 0, but I can have 7. Hold on, is there anything else that I need to add in here? So let's have a look at what happens here. 7, if I add, have I gone wrong?
Yeah, you've got one place.
Show me where I've gone wrong.
The 2 and 3, there should be a 2 there and a 1 there. Because 2 and 2.
Oh yeah, but the 2 I can't have twice, but you're absolutely right. I should have put a 1 there. Well done for pointing that out. So with 9, I can have 7 and 16. What I've forgotten is to put my 17 here, because 8 plus 17 gives me 25. Let's keep going. So I've got 7 and 16. So I can keep going now, can't I? 16 and 25. 16, 25, 16 and 25. Right, same thing, 16 and 25, 16, 25, 16 and 25. I can't put a 0 here, so 16, all I can do here is add on 9 to 16 to get 25, and add on 8. Well, that has taken a long time, but what we've given ourselves here is enough information so that we can work out what number to start with or what number to end with. Because for all these numbers I've got here, if I look at 16, it can only go next to 9. If I look at 17, it can only go next to 8. So those are the numbers at each end of my sequence. I'm going to start with 16. It doesn't matter whether you start with 16 or 17, you'll just get the sequence in reverse order. I'm going to start with 16. So there's my 16. I'm going to cross it off here so that I know that I've done it. I'm going to go to number 16, and I'm going to see that I can only use 9. So I'm going to write my 9 next, and I'm going to cross my 9 off. I'm then going to go to number 9, and I have a choice of 7 or 16. Well, we've used 16, so 7 has to come next. Hopefully you're getting the idea. Right, I look at 7. I've got a choice of either 2 or 9. Well, we've used the 9. So it must now be 2. Right, what do I need to cross off? 2. Okay, so I'm now at 2. I've got a choice of 7 or 14. We've used the 7. So the next number must be 14. Let's cross off 14. Let's look at 14. I've got a choice of 2 or 11. I've used the 2. So it must be 11. Cross off 11. Now let's look at 11. I've got a choice of 5 or 14. I've used the 14, so that has got to be 5. Can you see how this works? So now I can cross out my number 5. Let's look at 5, 4 or 11. I've used the 11. It must be 4 that comes next. I'm going to look at the 4, 5 or 12. I've used the 5, so 12 is going to be next. Right, now we get to 12, 4 or 13, so it's got to be 13. Cross out my 13. Look at 13. I've got 3 or 12. I've used the 12. It must be 3. Let's cross out the 3. Now I've got a choice of 1 or 6 or 13. So I don't know yet if it's going to be 1 or 6. So I've got two choices. I could experiment, or I could go to the other end and start with my 17 and work backwards. I'm going to go with the number 6 and see what happens. Okay, so we're going to do 6 next, and I'm going to cross out my 6. And then I've got a choice of 3 or 10. So I can only have 10. Cross out my 10. 10, I've got a choice of 6 or 15. I've used my 6. It must be 15. I'm going to look at 15. 1 or 10. 1 or 10. My 10 has gone. So it's got to be 1. I think we're nearly there. I'm looking at 1 now. 3, 8 or 15. Here's my 8. Okay, and then finally, if I look at 8, 1 and 8 have gone, and I get my final number. Remember we said that it didn't matter whether you started with 16 or 17, you could get the numbers in the reverse way. But I've started at 16 and I end at 17. All right, so that was quite a challenging question, wasn't it? It takes a lot of time to work through it. But hopefully what you can see is if you're really methodical with how you set it out really neatly and you use a process of elimination, you are able to work out what to start with feels like it's almost impossible. So well done for all your hard work on that, because that was quite a tough one to crack. So let's do our 30 questions. Let's get some music going. Here is your part 1. Thirty seconds remaining. Part 2. 30 seconds to go. Part 3. Thirty seconds remaining. Okay, don't forget you can pause if you need more time. Can we get with the answers to part 1? Question 1 is 132. Question 2 is 3. Question 3 is 1070. Question 4 is 80. Question 5 is 8. Question 6 is 105. Question 7 is 14. Question 8 is 180, and the parent versus kids challenge for 2 marks. The number that Grace chose is 26. Okay, part 2. So we have question 1 is 9. Question 2, the first 5 multiples of 7 are 7, 14, 21, 28 and 35. Question 3, the factors of 35 are 1 and 35, 5 and 7. Question 4, 77. Question 5, 124. Question 6 is 5. I will also accept -5. Question 7 is 78. Question 8 is 18. And the parent versus kids challenge for 2 marks, 324 centimeters squared. Finally, part 3. Question 1 is 19. Question 2, the square numbers between 50 and 100 are 64, 81 and 100. Question 3 is 65. Question 4, 91. Question 5 is 84. Question 6 is 6. Question 7 is 1/3. Question 8 is 1. And the parents versus kids challenge for 2 marks. If I flip a coin and roll a die, the probability that I get heads and a prime number. So the probability of getting heads is 1/2. The probability of getting a prime number is 3/6, which simplifies down to 1/2. And 1/2 multiplied by 1/2 gives us 1/4. So that's out of 30. Please total up your marks. Pop them in the comments at the bottom if you can, or you can pop them on the Facebook page as well. I'd love to hear how you're getting on. That would be great. Okay, so I think it's about time we did our challenge questions for today. Challenge question 1 is coming up right now. I'm going to give you about 1 more minute. Right, let's take a look at that challenge question 1. So I've written up the key bits on the board. It's always a good idea to make a note of the key elements of the question, okay? I can completely see your reflection in the screen. Okay, so we're starting on a Sunday. 9 days ago, the day before yesterday was 3 weeks before the second day of term. What day do I start school? Right, let's have a look. So we're starting on a Sunday. We're starting on a Sunday. So the first thing we want to do is subtract 9 days. So if we start on a Sunday and we subtract 9 days, okay, if I subtracted 7 days, I would still get Sunday. So I need to subtract 7 and then another 2. So that's going to take me back to Friday. Can you see that? So 7 days before Sunday is Sunday, 8 days is Saturday, and 9 days is Friday. Can you just sit back a little bit so we can't see your reflection? Thank you. Right, so we've done that. We can tick it off. The day before yesterday, so yesterday is 1 day ago. The day before yesterday is 2 days ago. So now we need to subtract 2 more days, don't we? To get the day before yesterday. So 2 days before Friday would be Wednesday. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of that. The day before yesterday, we've done that bit, was 3 weeks before. Okay, we're nearly there. 3 weeks before. So I want to subtract 3 weeks. So I've still got a Wednesday. So I'm still on Wednesday. We're nearly there. Let's tick off what we've done. 3 weeks before, so we've got that bit. So we've only got one more little bit of information to do. The second day of term. Well, we want to know which day we go back to school. So we want the first day of term. To get from the second day to the first day, I've got to subtract one more day. So I've got to subtract one more day. That means my first day back to school, I don't know if it will be the same for all of you. The first day back to school for me will be a Tuesday, Tuesday the 1st of September. Okay, excellent. Right, let's have a go with challenge question 2. Right, I'm just going to pause you there for a moment. I've just sketched up, it's not a perfect looking hexagon, is it? But let's assume that I have drawn that perfectly. Now, I just want to say, really, really, really important on this one to read the question. We're not looking for lines of symmetry. We're not looking at splitting the shape into 2 equal halves. Although sometimes when we first read it, that's what we think. Let's see what it actually says. It says, in how many ways can you make a regular hexagon be cut into 2 pieces of equal area? Think about it. Does that change your answer? Give you a few more seconds to think about it. Okay, I'm going to give you the solution now. So pause it if you would like a little bit longer. Remember, the key is in the wording of that question. So there's my regular hexagon. Now, rather helpfully, Rose has had a go for me. Now, she focused on those words line of symmetry. And she has drawn out 2 hexagons, and she has shown a couple of examples of lines of symmetry, splitting the shape into 2 equal halves. Well, that is excellent, but that isn't quite what the question asked for. Let's read it again. We want 2 pieces of equal area. Let's write that there. Equal area. 2 pieces. So we can cut it the way that Rose did. That's fine. That would work. But are there some more solutions, I wonder? Well, let's just firstly look at this. I've written regular hexagon. So a hexagon is our 6-sided shape, but regular means, and obviously mine is not drawn very accurately, it means all the side lengths are exactly the same and all the interior angles are exactly the same as well. And some of you might know that the interior angle of a hexagon is 120 degrees. Okay, so 2 pieces of equal area. So let me ask you this. If I cut my shape like that, that is not a line of symmetry. Let me be clear. A line of symmetry would have gone through here and would have gone through here, wouldn't it? So it would have gone very similarly, but not exactly the same. Okay, so my red line, if you can see this is my red line, is a line of symmetry. But my black line, or indeed a black line that goes like this, maybe you can start to see what's happening. All of those lines cut the shape into 2 pieces of equal area. Okay? It's not symmetrical, but they are of equal area because half of my shape is on this side and half of my shape is on this side. So it's a little bit of a cheeky question because it's a bit like saying cut a circle in half. You've actually got an infinite number of solutions. Okay, hope that makes sense. Right, let's have a couple of Dingbat questions. First one coming up. Pause if you don't want to know the answer yet. Rose just said to me, is it Google? Shows you what world we live in now. It is not Google. The answer is alter ego. Alter ego. There you go. Right, now your maths Dingbat. Solution coming up. Are you ready for this? I wonder how many of you have got it. It is high pot news. Hypotenuse. Put in the comments if you got it or not. Hypotenuse. Okay. Right. Time for your challenge. 1 second. Okay, so the takeaway challenge time. Takeaway challenge time. So just before you start to write that down, let me say farewell. I will see you on Friday. Friday will be the last recorded lesson, and then yay, we'll be back to live lessons again. Remember, 10 o'clock, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I will now leave you with the takeaway challenge.
Music.